60% of Nigerians.
Nigerians, even
Yes,
women and
yes, yes,
older
now.
people.
Yes, now. No, 60% of Nigerians are youths now.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Welcome back to our difficult conversation segment on the Highs and Lows podcast.
Exactly.
And today we have an interesting conversation,
We always have interesting
which
conversations.
which I'm sure it applies to 60% of Nigerians.
Nigerians, even
Yes,
women and
yes
older
now.
people.
Yes now. No, 60% of Nigerians are youths now.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
okay.
Yeah, but not just Nigerians though. Not just Nigerians. But yeah, the conversation is, why are youths obsessed with highness?
I
Like
think I
why? Like
think
being high all the time.
this
Why? Why are youths obsessed
that
with
that
highness?
conversation, this conversation, it has a whole lot of branches as to why, right? We can look at it as failed government agencies to checkmate stuff.
That is why they're obsessed with highness.
Yes, because it's readily available. We can
Okay,
look at it
okay.
as a coping mechanism for
Depression,
economic
no job,
situation and all that stuff.
frustration.
Yes, you can also look at it as a generally failed system of governance because now there's nothing is working in this
But
country.
you know, this doesn't apply to just Nigeria alone.
Well, but ours
It's not just even in
is
European countries, like youths are
yeah,
actually obsessed with highness.
yes. But the thing is, here we see it. I think I was seeing a video on Twitter the other day. The it was in everybody's faces because the mom, the two children, they had their tongues were blue and they were making video about it and posting it on them. You could see the young boy is already wasted. I've
Yeah.
seen videos or clips of a man giving his baby weed.
No,
I've seen
it's crazy. It's crazy.
it's yeah.
But most time, what pops up in my mind is, does movies have a role to play in this?
Yeah. So
Music. Is
music
it influenced
especially,
by
yeah, music
movies
especially.
and music? Is it
Yeah.
influenced by all of
So
those things? Is
so
this intentional?
yeah. So now this is what I think. This is my opinion. We have a culture that is distorted now because now I told you like three things are influencing this thing, which
Yeah.
on the general level, on a top level, is the state of the economy. Things are bad. So boys has resorted to ways of making money that, to be honest, is almost in every family now, right? Which is fraud. So now, most of these people doing fraud, right? When they get these monies, they think now fraud is not easy, to be honest, right? When they get this money, it feels like free money, it feels like freedom because it's not a corporate setting,
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
have a boss, so they can do as they want. And now, because it's unchecked, they listen to this music that they want to fulfill their fantasies, right? Which is stuff they see on videos that they watch, which is music, right? They want to be like those rappers, dress like those rappers, treat women like those rappers, smoke as those rappers, right? And then also do stuff like porn, drugs, and all that stuff. So now, because I can see my friend that will finish school with, he's balling hard, he's behaving a certain way, money is coming and he can do anything he wants. I want to also do the same thing, right?
Okay.
It's either I get into that line of work or whatever I'm doing, I want to be among that circle. So it's the music, the way the money is coming, the dress, the lifestyle, the women, and it's unchecked, which is the second point I made, which is our agencies, whether they are ill-equipped or they are not competent enough or they are lazy to check this thing at a level of how are these drugs even being brought into this country?
No, wait, but I'm coming now. You know, the major thing we're looking at is why they are obsessed with highness. So you're saying, based on what they are consuming via music, via movies, then also the state of the economy, the government, these are like things influencing them.
It's not, by the time when you ask question of why, sometimes it's not one response.
Okay.
Sometimes it doesn't come from one source.
But these are like some of the
a
things.
plethora of things. And
Yeah.
some things, sometimes these things are very complex. let's look at it from an angle of we have a very functional drug misuse, drug abuse agency, an agency that it's very strong in fighting and curtailing this thing. You will not see it this prevalent in our society. You will not see drugs this prevalent in our society because you know that if let's say maybe NDLA or NAFDAC, like it's really they really man this thing. They know the channels where these drugs are being coming from.
Yeah.
They know who has licenses to get some of these drugs that could be abused. Hospitals, doctors, nurses, staffs are being checked to make sure that they are not, taking out controlled drugs from what was it called, from the hospital. Pharmacies and the rest also have checks to make sure that you cannot come and buy certain drugs, without prescriptions and who prescribed and all that. It cannot, no matter what you're watching, you can even in the US that this music is being made, and there are certain drugs you cannot walk into a pharmacist or to a hospital and say you want to buy.
Purchase.
You can't buy. So some of them say you might probably even get arrested that you want these drugs. And if you dare that you want to go and buy the chemicals to make a substitute of those drugs, you might require certain licenses.
But the thing is, even in those countries, youths are still obsessed with highness. But for me, if I want to give my own take on why I feel youths are obsessed with highness, I feel number one, this generation is mentally weak. That's one. Then I feel secondly too, social media has like a huge role to play in this. This generation, they are easily influenced.
I think
Because there are people that their life is very okay. Youths that are from a very stable home. Everything is good. No responsibility. No nothing. But they're already pressuring themselves based on what they feel they should have achieved or what they think that they want to achieve. And they can't think of any way yet you get to that level. And most of them, they get caught up in their thoughts, and the next thing they are thinking of is how to try this substance, you understand? Some based on curiosity. And these things can also be addictive.
Yeah.
They can actually be very, very addictive. Whereas there are still some people that they do it to dull their senses for them to get to a level where some will call it cloud nine, where they can experience a different kind of emotion or feeling. Some do it to like pass time.
I think this thing still falls into one of three categories that I mentioned. Because if we're looking at our own society, let's use the instance of this person comes from a well-to-do family, they are okay, everything is fine with them, but then they enter into substance abuse, right? It still falls into the category of we don't have a strong agency checking this thing. Because these
most
things are
times,
already...
even if we have that, people can still hide. There'll still always be ways to do
it's
these
not
things
going
if they
to
want
be
to.
it's not going to be prevalent as it is now. I think I saw on X someone said they entered is it Dube or a certain place that they entered that he can't believe what he saw. You even know where we stay.
But there are some
Right.
there are some of these substances that are actually allowed.
So
There are people that take.
we are saying the same thing because see, there are controlled in hospitals. There are what they call controlled substances. That normally these are drugs that they can prescribe for you if you have certain ailments.
Yes.
Some of them are to ease pain, that they can only give it to you at certain, maybe you're having certain pain or so. That if you're okay, they won't give you that drugs. There are drugs that in modern hospitals.
Yes.
If you take out those drugs from, they have a safe, you will record that you took so drug because it's controlled. In Nigeria here, I would like to believe that should be the same thing. That you cannot go and say, I want to buy XYZ drug and they give it to you. But here we can see that if you go down GRA, almost every street, you see some boys locking around the corner. They have Refnol. They have
even the guys that are begging for money on the streets.
Now,
Most times that's what they spend the
yeah,
money on. It's on highness.
if you check some of these Bet Niger, all these gambling stores, not only Bet Niger, like gambling, you see most of the time they are like kiosks. So those kiosks are just fronts. The aboki or the person, I have instances. That's what I'm saying. It's fronts because you cannot tell me a kiosk that is selling Milo sweets is open 24/7. Like 20, if you go
But-
3 a.m., the person is there selling. What are you selling you by 3 a.m.? You get it's just front because he draw and you see the boys go there to go and buy and you see the person say he's always available, he's there and he
Yeah.
probably has bike, you know. Now the thing is, if there are like if you have checkmates, indeed, like our agencies are like they are on their A game. Even if your father is the vice president and you've watched all the crazy rap or whatever you've watched to, but you know that to get your hands on this
It'll be very,
particular
very
drug
difficult.
will be very difficult.
That would only make it more pricey.
But then
But people will still look for it.
you're contradicting this whole thing because it's not now going to be rampant the way it is.
But that will not stop the people from being obsessed with it.
How will you be obsessed with something that you can't get and you've not tasted it? And then
It's
that
possible now.
obsession, no, you've maintained that obsession, you can pass that obsession to somebody else. As opposed to you're obsessed with this thing because, guy, I don't taste them. I go easily get them. You go try them. Anytime where you need them, you do. So now it now becomes an addiction that some people, you can't, if you've been here when sometimes some of your old classmates are calling you and telling you, help me, only for you to find out that this guy had drugs in the too.
Yeah, so that's why I often ask, why are they obsessed with it? Like, why? I get some persons just want to have that thrill, that feeling. Some persons too is a coping mechanism. Some wants to escape reality. Some is peer pressure. They are different things. But the major thing is, why is it that the youth?
I don't think you're asking this whole question that I think we've answered in the conversation, which is
because I believe that even if we have a drug enforcement agency that works very well and is making sure that this thing is not readily available, people would always find a way.
But then it's
it's not rampant. It becomes difficult, but that doesn't still solve or answer the question of like, why are they so always wanting to get high? Because over the years, before it wasn't this serious, it wasn't this much. Now, to the point where if you even go to TikTok or to some social media platforms, you see it there, like people are doing drugs. You understand? Either in party, like indoor party or something. They are doing it.
Ask
and
yourself,
they're excited
how
about
does something
it.
become normal? How does something become acceptable in the society? How does it happen?
When something is left unchecked for a very long period of time.
That is it. How now we are seeing in almost every, let's say, in almost every family, one person is doing Yahoo or is doing fraud. How? Because it's left unchecked for a very long time. We've had stories of mothers taking their children to go and learn how to do Yahoo. What did it breed? Because it was unchecked. Now we now have an ecosystem of both prostitution and fraud. It's like it's intertwined so strong in our society that even kids that are not doing it, somehow some of them are doing it indirectly. That it's now affecting dating culture. Because now, even if a girl is not doing prostitution or hookup or whatever they call it, the girl expects you to carry her bill in total, like
to fund it like that of
because
the
now,
girls doing that.
If we take it back to drugs, if you don't check something, if you don't put up mechanisms to make sure that this thing is not readily available, that your hunger for it will die fast because I can't get it. It's not there. So for you to
you'll find a way.
Okay, even
like you find a way to quench.
You quench
that
it. Even if you're a very rugged person that you find a way to get it, you won't want to share it with somebody else. You can't influence another person to easily get into it because it's expensive. It's not readily available. So how can you get a new recruit into it? But when I go feel put call now, my dealer don't carry bike. They here. Maybe put on for loaf of bread a day and I feel, my guy take. I feel even share give everybody. And he takes it and he's hooked. And now he's calling me over half a hand. That thing now, do them now for us, make we use the all right.
Yeah.
That is what is happening in the country.
Well,
You get, and
yeah.
it's people are making money for. To be honest, people are
That's
making
that's
money
very
from it.
valid because people are
But
making
then
money.
it's that's how these people become addicted to it. If you have like a cousin or a younger one that looks up to you, he knows you have money, and he knows you. There's this thing that you take that he wants to be like you. You get when he's
He wants to
around
feel
you. Yes,
like that.
when he's around you, he sees you taking certain stuff, and maybe one time he has the courage to maybe ask you the name or something, or maybe he hears the name, or he sees your dealer, and he can walk up to them and be like, "My brother said me you give me how much it be," and he has the money to give him, and he can afford it. That is it. But
That's how it
imagine,
starts.
imagine if he doesn't even know how you get it. He maybe when he hears the amount, he knows that if he save from now till tomorrow, he know if he get them.
Yeah, I
And
can
let's
agree
say
to that.
he enters
Yes.
your wardrobe or your drawer and he sees one and he takes it, but then he can't find it again anywhere. That addiction will come out.
One way or the other.
You get so that's
One way
the
or the other.
point that I'm trying to. It's readily available. Yes, we have the economic side of things are spoiled in Nigeria. They are trying to cope, but then the regulatory part.
Like I said, it's not just Nigeria alone. It's worldwide. This thing is actually worldwide, not just Nigeria. But yeah, we'd love to get you guys' take on this. Weigh in on the conversation. Leave your comments. Let us know what you think about this. Do you know anybody that's actually addicted to highness? You get that's battling it. You get, have you spoken to the person? What do you think are the causes of some of these things? Do you agree with what we said and what we discussed? Let us know in the comments. And also let us know some other conversations, difficult conversations that you would like us to have, probably even more difficult than this one we just finished talking about. Yeah, so don't forget to share the video, hit the subscribe button. We're on all social media platforms. Soon we'll be setting up our Facebook account. So make sure to search us on other platforms, highs and lows. Thanks, guys, and bye-bye.